And then I thought I would share these. And then those who wanted to could share something they are grateful for. And my request is, don't use the standard, I'm grateful for my family, I'm grateful for my health, I'm grateful for where I live type thing, but make it more specific. I'm grateful for this event, or I'm grateful for realizing this, but don't just, I think a lot of times we get away with that by just saying, oh, I'm grateful for my health, I'm grateful for my family. Well, there's no real sentiment in that. Well, I mean, I want, well, you're wrong. Which is how our philosophy works, is I am right and you are wrong. But no, in all fairness, what I mean is I want us to go just a little deeper, to say, like, I'm grateful for my family because, if that's indeed what you want to say. So, 4 readings. The first one is from Oliver Sacks, and I had to look him up. He was a British neurologist, naturalist, and acclaimed author, and he was known for turning complex medical case histories into deeply human stories. He explored the mysteries of the brain and the resilience of the human spirit. He combined science, empathy, and narrative, making him one of the most beloved medical writers of the 20th century. He died in 2015, and this was what he wrote as he was reaching his end, 1 paragraph. He might have written more, I'm only quoting 1 paragraph. I cannot pretend I am without fear, but my predominant feeling is one of gratitude. I have loved and been loved. I have been given much, and I have given something in return. I have read and traveled and thought and written. I have had an intercourse with the world and special intercourse of writers and readers. Above all, I have been a sentient being, a thinking animal on this beautiful planet, and that in itself has been an enormous privilege and adventure. So I'll let that one sit for a minute before I go to the next one. Ralph Waldo Emerson. He was one of the founding thoughts, if you will, for science of mind. He was one of Ernest Holmes' role models, I guess. Cultivate the habit of being grateful for every good thing that comes to you, and to give thanks continuously. And because all things have contributed to your advancement, you should include all things in your gratitude. For each new morning with its light, for rest and shelter of the night, for health and food, for love and friends, for everything thy goodness sends. Melanie Beattie, bringing it more contemporary. She's a best-selling author. One of her biggest books was The Language of Letting Go. Gratitude unlocks the fullness of life. It turns what we have into enough and more. It turns denial into acceptance, chaos into order, confusion into clarity. It can turn a meal into a feast, a house into a home, a stranger into a friend. Gratitude makes sense of our past, brings peace for today, and creates a vision for tomorrow. Gratitude turns problems into gifts, failures into success, the unexpected into perfect timing, and mistakes into important events. Gratitude makes sense of our past, brings peace for today, and creates a vision for tomorrow. Gratitude is the key that unlocks the door to a life of fullness, joy, and possibility. It allows us to celebrate the present and envision the future with hope. And then moving to extremely contemporary, an African-American speaker, writer, lecturer. Her name is Makita Pennycook. And her main book is Gratitude is the Antidote to Fear. And you might have noticed I tried to pick quotations that were countering fear. I specifically looked for these. For who she is, she focuses on guiding women through transitions, fear, and self-doubt. She helps people reframe fear and cultivate gratitude. When you're in fear, you spend your time imagining all the terrible things that can, and as far as you are concerned, surely will go wrong. You are in a constant state of imagining worst-case scenarios. When you are feeling fearful, you cannot access joy. Gratitude, on the other hand, helps you find joy in even the smallest moments of your life. When you are focused on gratitude, you are more present and able to see the beauty unfolding around you. You notice the things that make you happy, and you give yourself permission to fully experience those things. Fear shuts you down. Gratitude opens you up. Gratitude energizes you to chase the dream, reach the goal, or make the change. Gratitude paves the road to you becoming everything you are capable of becoming. Oh, and one more. Brene Brown, known for the gifts of imperfection. I don't have to chase extraordinary moments to find happiness. It's right here in paying attention and being grateful. Fear thrives in scarcity, in the sense that nothing is ever enough. Gratitude creates sufficiency. It shifts my focus from what I'm afraid of losing to what I already have. And from that place of growth, courage has room to grow. So if somebody would like to share something they are grateful for, it'd be wonderful to hear. Yes, Marie.
I am grateful for my zinnia patch.
For your what?
My zinnia, it's a flower patch.
Oh, okay.
And as I leave my door every morning, they're like smiling at me. And I actually know the spirit is there. I just feel that we're all connected. I know that they're sending me good vibes. It's like a good morning every day. And also, when you're working in the garden, you're present. They keep me present.
Thank you. Lori.
I really resonated with the third writer. In fact, I want to get that information from you, but, you know, as I was thinking about my gratitude, I was thinking about how I have thanked all of the souls that have brought me challenges in my life, and followed through with our soul contract. And these were very unpleasant experiences. But I know that my soul came here to have those experiences. So I'm grateful for the challenges, and I love how she did back and forth, you know, the problem is a gift, you know, back and forth. And it's hard to be grateful while you're in the midst of practically living in a fascist government, for example.
Yeah.
But I know that we are experiencing this because we came here to experience it. So I'm grateful that I get to fulfill my soul's contract while I'm here.
All right. Anybody else have something they're grateful for that they would like to share, including family? Yes, Sue.
Lauren and I lost our little dog who was 17 earlier this year in May. And the last year was very difficult. And so, you know, the feelings were sort of torn about, you know, that whole experience. But as I think about it now, I just feel this wonderful sense of gratitude. She was a good dog. And she was a sweet dog, and she was smarter than we were. And she could look at you like, you should think twice about acting in that way. She was very successful at steering me in the right direction. And just looking back at all those years with her, I just feel grateful for all the joy and goodness she brought.
There was, we've probably all seen them, they're rustic-looking black wood signs like you can hang on your wall, and then they've got white text, and you know they're all over. I have, anyway, there was one that I remember seeing, and it said, "Dog, unrestrainable joy." Yeah, and I know that's mine too, and that's been one of the things that I've been nervous about because he's getting up there. He's got some health issues now, and I don't want to lose it, so I'm trying to go back into the present and just focus on him being there right now. We have time for one or two more, and then we'll close with a treatment.
I'm just grateful for the people that show up in my life when I totally need them. Like I painted a room last weekend, and Chris showed up to help me paint. It was really a life-saving event.
Well, I am grateful for all of you being here. and for being part of this. And if you don't know, if you haven't, there are 5 steps in a treatment, and gratitude is so important to us that it's one of those 5 steps. There is recognition, where we recognize all there is. Unification, where we realize we are part of it. Realization, where we state what it is that is our reality. Gratitude, and release. And so the last thing we do before we close off a treatment is we are grateful for everything that we have. And Angelica taught it, if you want to remember the acronym for Basic Practitioner 101 here, are you ready to receive? Recognition, unification, realization, thanks, and release. So with that in mind, let's take a deep breath. And I'm grateful for realizing that there is only one, and everything is unfolding through that one, and I and we are part of it. I am grateful when I recognize that through all of space and time and all of the conditions, the universe came together to put me, us, here at this moment. I am grateful because I understand that the divine mind is unfolding exactly as it needs to, and because I am here at this time, this is exactly where I need to be. And I am grateful for all of the experiences I have, some that I label as negative, and then later reclassify as positive, or even as understanding. And I am grateful for being able to breathe deeply, for being able to think clearly, for being able to experience everything that I experience, and for being here and being able to share it. And I know there are more of those perfect moments, as I refer to them, that are abounding in every second, and all I have to do is look for them. So I release these thoughts into the law of mind, knowing that I am simply creating more by my thoughts. And you know what? I'm grateful for that too. And I release these words and say, and so it is. And I also say, thank you. Appreciate you all being here.
Thank you.
And yes, you can be grateful for your family. I have so deemed it.